Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, August the 2nd, 2025, and you are watching California Reloaded. So, thank you very much for tuning in. Today's video, I'm basically going to go ahead and I think I'm going to just do this in 4 parts to make it easier. I tried doing a load development video last year for my HOWA SUPERLITE. I was off on the right track. And then I had to move, and then work complications, and basically so many things got in the way of my hunting season last year. I never really had a chance to finish that, and it was super detailed and super in-depth. I think I'm going to start it over, and I'm just going to make it a little bit more streamlined. I'm just going to make this 4 videos, so we're just going to do a quick intro video. I'm going to explain to you what it is I'm doing, why I'm doing it, my process, and then I'll probably just have maybe one video of me loading, maybe a couple videos at the range, and then my final video, if it's going to be 4 or 5 videos, I don't know. But we'll kind of figure it out from there. But basically, in a nutshell, I got this sweet HOWA SUPERLITE last year. I bought it as my birthday gift to myself. And I went ahead and I decked it out. I don't know the exact model of it. I want to say like it's loopholed V3 something or something along those lines, but it's a 3-10 by 50 with the CDS reticle as well as the fire dot, which is awesome. And I put like a Spartan Precision Javelin bipod on it. And then I got this really lightweight sling. I want to say it's from Butler Creek. It only weighs like 3 ounces. It's pretty remarkable. But rifle by itself was 4 pounds, 7 ounces. And that's not to be confused by 4.7 pounds, which some people are led to believe. And that's the thing. A lot of people misconstrue poundage when they have like that decimal point. So they'll look at 4.7 pounds. That's more than 4 pounds, 7 ounces, and a lot of people confuse that all the time. So the rifle is 4 pounds, 7 ounces. See, I almost did it. And with the scope, I got the aluminum scope caps on it as well as some really nice loophole rings on it. With the magazine loaded, the sling, and even the bipod on it, I am sub 6 pounds. I want to say I'm at like 5 pounds, 8.5 ounces, maybe something like that. I don't know. You can go back and look at that video. But anyways, here's what I got going on. I am doing my load development. I'm starting over. I already have a baseline. So when I actually go to my powder charges, I'm not going to be starting at the very bottom because I have already done this load development partially. Now I need to just kind of complete the load development and fine-tune it when I find something that works best for me. Hang on, I'm going to get some coffee here. So basically what I got going on, I'm using 3 different non-lead projectiles. So just to start, and I'll get into these as we get close or as we get further into the video. But here you go. You got this this Barnes 127 grain LRX boat tails. So that's these guys right here. I've always had good luck with Barnes. I love Barnes, but as I highlighted in my last series, and I'm probably going to delete that last series just so that way I don't have people kind of bouncing around back and forth between the new and the old. I don't want anybody getting confused, but I had some complications. I'll get more in depth as my customer service experience with Barnes. We also have the NOSLER expansion tip. These are 120 grain Spitzers, and those are right here. Good looking bullets. I mean, I think cosmetically, I think these are the best looking bullets, and when I weighed them, I think they were more in tolerance with each other out of the 3. And then you also have the HORNADY 130 grain CX, and those are these handsome fellas right here. Still a good looking bullet, definitely the heaviest out of the 3. Like I said, I already have a baseline from my last video, so I don't know what's going to happen now, but basically I'm kind of starting over. I'm going to start with different powder charges for the three. I'm going to go more toward the center for each one. And I don't know what exact velocity I'm aiming for. Obviously, I want my velocity for each of the three to be as close. What would be the standard for 6'5", right? In that weight class, right? But my goal for this video is to... I'm using all brand new brass. This is all brand new Starline. I got this small primer pocket. A lot of people would probably give me shit for that, but you know what? It was all I could get at the time. And then to give them all a fair shake in comparison, we're only using Hodgdon 4350, which seems to be the powder of choice for 6.5 Creedmoor. So my goal, and in its entirety, my goal with this series is load a string of 10 for each of these, and they're obviously going to have different charges more than likely because they're different weights. See which one groups the best at 100 yards. So if I load 10 barns, I'm going to shoot 3 different groups of 3, find the average, do the same with the NOSLER, do the same with the HORNADY, see more or less which one is the best out of that, and then from there I'll make a determination. Do I need to up the powder charges on those 3, or is one of them just like so much better than the other 2 that I can just literally stick with that bullet and then experiment from there on my back set and my powder charge from there if I find a clear winner, you know what I mean, first time on the bench. And the whole point is I'm never going to shoot lead rounds out of this rifle. It's only a hunting rifle. So between my wife, my kids are getting older, my hunts, this is going to be like an 80% hunting rifle, meaning like this is going to go on like 80% of the rifle hunts that I'm going to do, that they're going to do, you know, helping buddies, whatever. I just want to have a rifle in the safe that is strictly a hunting rifle. It's always going to have the same ammo no matter what. It's never going to change. I will never change it. And it's going to be my California compliant hunting rifle. If I get a premium tag or if I go to a different zone for a bear hunt or whatever, it's not going to change. So that's the whole point with this. So this was more or less just the intro video. I'm going to try to make it a lot quicker. I did a video on the Frankfurt Arsenal IntelliDropper recently. I'm going ahead and I'm letting this thing warm up. I'm going to go ahead and calibrate it, get it ready, and then once all that's ready, I'll be back for part 2. Hey, Bandit. Sorry, my dog is hitting the tripod here. Sorry, buddy. Watch out. I'm going to go ahead and figure out where my baseline is going to be for each of the bullets, where I'm going to start with the powder charges. And also, just a side note, and to kind of end this, I'm not here to tell you guys, use these powder charges, use these bullet seat measurements, yada, yada, yada. You guys are responsible for your own reloading. I always use the Hornady overall length gauge when I'm setting up a rifle. I've already taken measurements previously for all 3 bullets, so I know where I'm seating all 3 bullets, and that's to my specific specifications for my specific rifle. I am not, and this is just my disclaimer, if you know, I'm doing this video series for me. If you guys are curious about this video series, if you're curious about setting up, you know, a rifle strictly for hunting, and it happens to be 6.5 Creedmoor, and you happen to live in, you know, California, one of the craziest, most lunatic states ever with the dumbest fucking laws, this series is right up your alley. But I'm not responsible for you at your bench and your firearms and your loads. So take all of this information with a grain of salt. I'm just showcasing what I'm doing, and I'm showing you guys what I'm doing for my loads, for my hunting rifle, for my future hunting setups. I'm not here to give you information on what powder charge you're supposed to use or what seating depth you're supposed to use or any of that shit. So disclaimer, that's your responsibility. You are responsible for your own bench. You are responsible for your own loads and your own firearm. So If that's not something that you're willing to get behind, then stop watching this series right here. Don't go any further. I'm just telling you now, I'm not responsible for anybody's negligence. With that being said, let's see. I got these polished up and ready to go. This is new brass, but I do polish my brass. If anybody's curious about that, I do have a polishing video, and I kind of go in depth on how I polish my brass just to make it look shiny new. And I shouldn't be picking it up right now because once I polish brass, I strictly wear latex gloves. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab a wipe and I'm going to clean that round off because I just don't like leaving fingerprint oils on it. It helps it tarnish faster. I also use desiccant packets to put inside of my boxes after I load some rounds just to help it last a little bit longer. The whole point of this, obviously, is to load your rounds, but you want to leave a nice product in the end. So maybe I'm just a little bit anal, but whatever. All right, guys, I'll be back for part 2.